What's going on, homies? Stormy Calder here. Welcome to the channel. I am your favorite spiritual mentor. Okay, in today's video, I wanted to briefly talk about walk-ins. If you guys have heard of walk-ins, I'll just give you the overall vibe here. So, typically we're a soul born into a human body. We take that arrangement through to completion until we die. There are other arrangements for souls in humans' bodies. They're called what I would call like exit points. They're near-death experiences, and sometimes when a soul is positioned with a near-death experience and has an opportunity to leave the body and leave the karma behind and leave the life they had, they will. These can be people that are in big accidents or go into comas, and then maybe they wake up 6 months later and stuff like that. It doesn't always happen that way, but that's kind of what you'll hear. And when they wake up, sometimes they're they'll feel like an entirely different person, and people are like, wow, they changed so much. I met a walk-in when I was like 18, 19 that went through this experience through a coma, and I knew he was a different soul. So when people think like, wow, they just changed, this isn't the case for everybody and always, obviously. Okay, this is just like select experiences, but just for you guys to get kind of a painted understanding of how the soul can work, is that a lot of times there's like a tap on the shoulder. Like one soul will tap out and be like, I'm fed up with her school, get me out. And another soul that is either on the planet now or is in line waiting to come into a human body. It's a little bit less ideal to come in as a walk-in, but if they've been waiting and they have some curriculum to work out, there's almost like a tap out and a tap in, and another soul will actually occupy that body. Now, it's not like a random soul. The soul that can occupy the previous body has to be a similar vibrational frequency to the body and to the previous soul that was in it. So it's very, very interesting. Now, that is walk-ins in terms of entering and exiting different souls, same body. Now, I'm still working this out for myself. Okay, so like be a little flex with me here. But my soul completed my karma and wanted an exit out of my body. And I didn't know this until it like had happened to me, but I've had many atypical near-death experiences. And one of them, my soul left my body. My guides reset my matrix grid while I was conscious above my body, and they brought me back into my body. And I became a walk-in, same soul, same body, but I walked back in to my body and reset my karmic agreements, which also reset my soul signature, which is kind of ironic because like when I meet soulmates now, even like soul family that I used to know, it's like they're meeting me for the first time, because my soul is carrying not a completely different signature, but different enough where I don't feel the same. It's like, I don't know, it's really interesting. I believe in a wide soul family. I have many soulmates. I spoke to a soulmate I haven't spoken to in a couple of years, and when I spoke to him, I felt his soul like realign with me, and he didn't say it on the phone, but I heard it in the etheric. The etheric, he was like, oh my God, I couldn't find you. He was like, I knew you were on the planet, but I couldn't find you. What the hell did you do? And I was like, sorry, I had to walk back into my body. I had to reset all of my karma because it was time for an ending. And it doesn't happen to people that often in one lifespan, but essentially I'm on my second life, karmically. It's not very common, not in the same body, like same soul. My numerology, everything has changed about me, except my body, and my soul is the same, but the expression, how I move through the world, is a little bit different. I'm an atypical example of a walk-in from my current knowledge. Walk-ins, they're interesting too, because what I've experienced even recently is that soulmates that we can't work things out with, that are either like dangerous to continue to have a relationship with them because of karma experiences or what have you, or I don't know, if they're just weird experiences where you can't reconnect but they really want to come back in. I've also experienced previous soulmates, I mean, I guess they're still soulmates, but I've experienced them walking into a new body, and then I actually can acknowledge and recognize their soul as a previous person I knew in my life in a new body. And that's like the most wild shit I have ever experienced. Like when I meet someone and I'm like, whoa, familiar, hold on. And then my guides start feeding me downloads through and I'm like, oh my God, you're this person from my life, but you're in a totally different body. And I'm like, how does that even happen? It's trippy because we'll go into this in more videos, but what you guys don't know is that souls can actually split and create parallel realities on the same timeline with the same soul, but a different facet or expression of that soul. So like on this same timeline, that soulmate still exists in his human body somewhere on this planet. And I met another human body on this planet that is also carrying his soul. And I was like, what the literal F? We got cut off by the phone. Okay, so jumping back in, when a soul splits off in a parallel dimension like that in the same timeline, it's super, super, super rare. And something like that is only done if it's out of pure necessity, because in order for a soul to actually jump into a new body on the same timeline, it means they had to neglect the previous body and the previous soul, so it becomes kind of a husk while they jump. And that stuff, this is quantum leaping stuff, and from my experience, that only happens when that person like was in severe danger and had to make a jump with their soul, or something was threatened. So it's actually like out of necessity, the way the quantum works, you know, their own decisions to complete their karma in different ways because they couldn't complete it in previous ways because there was like a mishap for them, or they chose so poorly that they essentially did game over on their own timeline, but their body is still living, right? Their body's still doing their body things. They're still that human, but they're no longer carrying their soul. So anyway, it gets really, really confusing. This stuff is so complex and so complicated, but I'm happy to open up little doors and windows of opportunity to tell you a little bit about it. So overall, walk-ins are when a soul in the body exits the body and a new soul steps in mid-life. It is kind of like getting a karmic reset. It's like getting a reset of a new life, if that makes sense. It's kind of like living a parallel dimensional version. So anyway, in relationship to me being a walk-in, just so relative of a term for me, but it really what happened is I completed my past karmic reality and all of my assignments for my previous life, and I walked into a new version. So effectively, my past life, which is my life up until like about a year ago, is a past life for me, but they're still active memories in my mind. So it's really interesting. Thanks for jumping down the rabbit hole with me in this video today, you guys. I have lots of fun things to share and say about consciousness, and it's always gonna be super complicated, so take what you love, leave the rest, and let me know if you've ever met a walk-in. Alrighty, lots of love, peace.